Crisis communication, what a loaded topic, right? It feels like every brand, no matter how big or small, eventually faces some kind of crisis. But not everyone is prepared to deal with it effectively.
Absolutely, Yogesh. And what's fascinating is that in today's hyper connected world, a simple misstep can turn into a global PR nightmare within us. That's why understanding the foundations of crisis communication is essential for any organization.
Let's begin with the basics. How do we define crisis communication?
Crisis communication is the strategy and set of actions organizations take to communicate effectively during and after a disruptive event that threatens their reputation, operations, or stakeholder trust. It's about clarity, consistency, and speed.
And let's not forget empathy. In a crisis, the tone matters as much as the message.
Exactly. You could have the perfect press release, but if it lacks humanity, people won't connect with it.
So true. Now, let's distinguish between an issue and a crisis. Not every problem is a crisis, right?
Correct. Issues are ongoing concerns that can be managed. A crisis, on the other hand, is sudden and can cause significant damage if not handled properly. Think of a product recall, a data breach, or even a leadership scandal.
And timing plays a role too. Sometimes you have seconds to respond before the narrative takes off without you.
Yes, and the golden hour concept, responding within the first hour, has become a benchmark in crisis response today.
I like that term, golden hour. It really captures the urgency. So, what do you think are the foundational principles that every leader should keep in mind?
I'd start with the three T's: truth, transparency, and timeliness. Tell the truth, be transparent about what you know and don't know, and communicate quickly, even if it's just to say you're working on it.
That's solid. I'd also add tone, as you mentioned earlier, and trust. You're not just managing information, you're managing relationships.
And that brings us to stakeholders. In a crisis, we have multiple audiences to communicate with: customers, employees, investors, regulators, the media.
And each one needs a different message, but they all need to hear from you. Silence creates a vacuum, and that vacuum gets filled with speculation.
Or worse, misinformation. And in the age of Twitter and TikTok, misinformation spreads like wildfire.
So let's talk about channels. What communication platforms are most effective during a crisis?
It depends on your audience. Email and internal tools for employees, social media for the public, press conferences or media briefings for journalists, and sometimes even SMS alerts or robocalls for emergencies.
Let's not forget owned media. Your website, your official blog. You control the message there.
Right, and using a consistent holding statement early on helps manage expectations while the facts are still being gathered.
Okay, here's a real world question. Imagine you're the CEO of a tech company and one of your products has a defect causing safety concerns. What's your first move?
Step 1, activate the crisis team. Step 2, gather verified facts. Step 3, issue a preliminary statement acknowledging the issue and committing to transparency.
And step 4?
Align internal teams, especially customer service and PR. You want everyone singing from the same sheet of music.
That internal alignment is key. Employees are your first ambassadors or detractors.
Definitely, internal miscommunication leads to public confusion, and that erodes trust quickly.
I once heard someone say, if you don't tell your story, someone else will tell it for you. And they might get it wrong.
I love that. Proactive communication always beats reactive damage control.
What about apologies? When is the right time to say, we're sorry?
As soon as you have clarity, a genuine, well crafted apology can diffuse tension. But it must come with action. Saying sorry without fixing the issue is worse than saying nothing at all.
So many people get that wrong. A weak apology can actually backfire.
True. And cultural context matters too. How you apologize in one country might be different in another.
That's a perfect segue for a later episode on global crisis communication. For now, let's wrap this episode with a few key takeaways.
All right. First, every organization needs a crisis communication plan before a crisis hits.
Second, focus on the three T's: truth, transparency, and timeliness.
Third, keep your stakeholders in mind. Different audiences need tailored messages. And fourth, lead with empathy. People remember how you made them feel during the tough times.
Thank you, Lily. And to our listeners, next episode, we'll dive into the different types of crises and what unique challenges each one presents. If you found this episode of Corporate Communication useful, Don't forget to join us at leadershipacademy.tagbisutra. Do share it with your friends and colleagues and leave your review. Until then, communicate clearly, stay human, and remember, preparation is the best defense.